Hi, this is Jay with The Rational Trader with a message from members. I'm going to go ahead and release the rev71 this week, and I'll put up the rev71 chart books. But for those of you that don't want to download those chart books and then go through the pain and heartache of changing all the times where you have, because you're in a different time zone, there's very little difference between the rev70 and rev71. So if you're running rev70, this is the procedure you would go through to turn it into rev71. I may have said that wrong. If you're running rev70 and you want to run rev71, which I do, which is what I'm running, then this is what you need to do. If you don't do this, you're going to get this error here. If you load the rev71 models but your chart book's not updated, you'll get an error that says this: incoming data 45 versus feature list 54. Okay, and that's because rev71 is sending more data, but the rev70 isn't sending enough. Okay, so you have to tell the chart book, hey, there's more data you need to send. It's really easy to do. All right, and this will save you from having to download the chart book. Okay, so in your download package for the models, you would have gotten this little file that's kind of hidden, rev71.txt. Okay, and what you want to do is just launch that file in whatever you have. Mine comes up as Notepad. It's this really long string. It doesn't matter what it is. Don't worry about it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to replace the string that is in one of the study settings. Okay, so go into Studies. All right. And what I did there was right-click Studies. Okay, you could also do Analysis Studies. Okay, and we want to find the ML prediction study, the custom study that I wrote. And if you just scroll to the bottom, then it'll be towards the top of the list. TRT ML Predict. It's number 27 in the list. Okay, so click Settings, and we're going to change this third setting. All right, this one here. Now, when you click on that, it highlights it down here. Just delete it. Okay, so now there's nothing there. All right, and now come over to your rev71.txt file that you opened up, and just select the whole thing. And all I did was click there to the left of the SG20 and pulled down, and that selects everything. Okay, I think there's an Edit Select All. That would work too. Okay, now just copy that. Okay, and then place your cursor here, and I just Control V to get it in. Could you right click? Yeah, right click paste would work also. Okay, and that's it. Then click OK, and now you're ready for rev71. Okay, so by way of demonstration, we can see we've been getting this error here. All right, now let's run the replay, and we'll see that we don't get an error now. Okay, so we'll do the replay chart, and hold on just a second, I'm getting interrupted. Okay, and so we're back now. So we're going to run this replay to demonstrate that we're now getting, we don't get this error anymore. All right, so we'll click play. And all we're doing is looking here to see that that error is gone. And you can see very clearly that instead of that error, it's now, calling predict. Let's pause it. It's calling predict and picking which model to use and using that model and returning values, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so that's it. That's all you have to do. Now, as long as we're here and on the topic, let's talk about the spreadsheet, because I've rerun the analysis for GCCL and 6E. 6E's new, but I want to just go over how you would input the codes if you're not used to it. So let's make this bigger, and you want to go to the spreadsheet. Okay, and in the H column, just scroll really far way down. All right, and under long codes, you just want to put in the codes that I have in the email. List all the long codes here. So in this example, I've only got one, but let's say there's a 164, 164, or maybe there's a 151, whatever's in the list in the email. Just put those in, okay? Do the same thing for the short codes, and then save it, okay? And you're done, okay? You don't have to worry that your name will still say rev70. It doesn't matter, okay? I changed my names just so that I can keep track of it, but there's no difference except for that one thing, that one case where the string is different in the custom study. And then, of course, you want to make sure you're running the codes that the analysis has shown have the best probability. Okay. And that's it. Okay. So 2 other quick items again while I have your attention. Going back to the spreadsheet, let me make this bigger. This give back feature is not working right now. I broke it in some way and haven't had time to figure out how I broke it. Okay, it's something simple, but again, I just haven't had time to do it. So don't depend on that for now. Okay, the other thing it's been taken out actually is this automatic trail to the zigzag. So for those of you that are new, we had a feature where we let me find a better chart here. We would automatically trail if let's say you were short here, you would automatically trail to the zigzag. This is not a good example. Here's a better example. Let's say you got short in here somewhere. It would automatically trail to that zigzag and then to that zigzag. The zigzag is this here, right? Zig, zag, zig. Okay, that's been taken out momentarily. Okay, so for the moment that's not working. I'm not noticing it because I've changed the trade management to trail so tight that it just never comes up. But some of you have noticed that it's not there. So we'll eventually put it back, but I need to get this other stuff locked down first. All right, so those 2 things aren't working right now. All right, and then and that's it. So I'm very I want to say amped or excited about rev71. And really, it's not rev71 so much as it is just the switch to these non-volatile markets, which is how I originally developed the system. And then I really like all the improvements we made through all the really volatile times. I think the ultimate outcome of that journey is really positive overall. Certainly last week's result was pretty encouraging. We can't draw conclusions from that. It's only 1 week. All right, so that's not enough. That's not statistically valid yet. The replays are showing. The replays are done on 100 days. You've seen that analysis in other videos. So that is statistically valid. And so the key now is to continue to watch that and then understand how often. Well, there's a couple things to understand. One is we want to continue to refine that analysis method. Okay. How often does that analysis need to be done? In other words, how often are the patterns of price action and order flow shifting enough that we would need to adjust codes? I don't have that answer yet, though I am thinking about it. I can see the drift in the model when I build it every week, so there's a clue there on how to handle it. For this week, I redid the analysis. There's a whole new sets of codes. They're already loaded in these spreadsheets, and they'll be in the email in case you don't want to have to download. Okay. And then there's one final thing that we'll talk about at the next ML update webinar, if I ever can actually get around to scheduling it. And that is sort of a change in the way that we feed the model its answer that it's looking for. Okay, that's a rather complex topic, so we'll discuss that. But I think there's a big room. There's a big opportunity for improvement there in the model. All right, so that's it for today. This is actually turning into a fairly big release. just in terms of the amount of work that you may have to do. If you're don't have time or not willing, just stay with rev70. Those models are supplied. Those models are supplied. It's been a long day. And you can just continue to run rev70 while you get rev71 set up. Okay, I'm running rev71 this week. Gold and CL live again. In sim on 6E, I think I found a good combination of model parameters and trade management. So we'll see how that pans out. And that's it. Okay, so an update webinar in the next week or two. Once all kind of the dust settles, and we'll go over this. And then at that point, I'm going to be ready probably to go wide. Maybe early January, we'll have a publicly accessible, hey, here's the machine learning system. All right, we'll see. With the holidays, the scheduling can be difficult. All right, take care.